ball, and then we heard the hot mic. So hopefully that you all might have a hot mic moment, but there's room for concern. And Aaron Rodgers' age is another reason behind that, because like you said, the defense is starting to rise up, but Aaron Rodgers is starting to tick down. So we'll see. And that last interception, it bounced off his hand, so I don't blame him for that
That
one.
wasn't him.
That was a good read. He just didn't catch the ball.
But as a leader, you've been terrible all year. I mean, all game. It rose off on the team. But the run game got to be better for the Steelers, man.
Yeah, it's been. Where's Mark when you need him?
But Najee going now.
Najee was on the other side.
Oh yeah, hurt. He still hurt.
He hurt, but he was on the other side. You know,
yeah, he was.
Talking about them revenge games, man. But we're gonna jump back into the NFC because I know you say your boy in here, he's a Falcons fan, but we got to do this one for our boy Davey Dollars. You know, to live and play in LA. Friday, we asked Dave, was like, hey, Dave, who do you believe will win your division? And he's like, you know what? Dave was always going to be honest about his team. It doesn't matter if they on a 10-game win streak, if they on a 6-game losing streak, they lose to the Cowboys in the playoffs and the Cowboys go to a conference championship game. It never happened it did happen in my lifetime, but it didn't happen in the last 10 years. However, Dave was always going to be honest about his team. So I think his answer, and y'all can go back and check out the episode. For those who are new, go back and check out the episode. But I think his answer was between the Rams and the Seahawks. Yeah, I was trying to give Dave just a little bit of hope on that one, Joe. I was like, I think you all can still do it, even if you lose this game to the Rams. But I didn't expect them to lose to the Rams the way they did. Granted, we all know what the issues is. I mean, the injury list is with the 49ers. But they still been finding ways to win games. They are going at it in the comments too. But my reaction to the Rams blowing out the 49ers, Devontae Adams is getting old. My man pulled a little muscle on a route. I said, I watched the offensive lineman run a better route than that, Devontae. Like, what we doing? He grabbed his bag and said, you know what, man, I can't do this with these kids no more, man. Not right now. But honestly, I would just say take a woosah, man. You know, they jumped out to a 21-0 lead on the Rams. However, between these two teams, it's always been a competitive game, even when it goes back to that playoff game with the 49ers. Was it the 49ers that had the pick? Yeah, the year that the Rams went to the Super Bowl, where he had the pick and he dropped it. That was the one time I was rooting for this team in the playoffs, too. But nonetheless, Matt Stafford was looking good in that game also. But again, I still just know it's something about the Ravens, and we've been talking about, not the Ravens, the 49ers, right? It was, though. But it's just something about the 49ers, and as we've been talking about true contenders, they are one of them teams that just has that pedigree, right? Where it's just like when they down and out, they're going to find a way to make something happen. And that's my reaction is it's just a bad day. Like the injury list caught up to them. They played against a team who was well prepared. They were ready to come out and make a statement, and that's just what happened here. Now, if they go off and lose the next 3 games, it's time to hit the button. But again, like you said, the injury list is there. But I'm not hitting the button. I still think that the 49ers have a chance to make a play in this division. Seahawks look great.
They do.
So that's when I say make a play, I mean finish second. Because the Seahawks look great. DeMarcus Lawrence got 2 touchdowns. And I told people, and I've been saying it all year, don't buy high on a team when they beat the Dallas Cowboys defense. Just stay calm. Because the next week, they're going to play against somebody who's better. And look what happened to the Cardinals. They had Jacoby Brissett set to be a starter. And look what the Seahawks did. They brought him right back down to earth.
Nah, for real, though.
Take it away, Joe.
Nah, for real. And by the way, I know you were joking, but for the listeners who think you were serious, Devontae Adams led the team yesterday in receptions and yards. So he got old in that play, but he ain't getting old. He was cooking with Stafford. But
that's probably why his back was hurting.
Yeah, his back. That was crazy. I was like, dang, he didn't even get bumped. And how many he got bumped? He just took like 2 steps and hurt his back.
All right, I'm gonna let you go, but that play is how we gonna. I don't want nobody to get hurt, but that's how we gonna look when you do that R2L flag lead. He's like, go ahead, bro. I ain't doing all that.
Yeah, Seahawks got our coach. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, the Rams they look like the one team that can match up with Philly, and you can be like, they're gonna win. We're gonna see what Detroit look next week when they play the Philadelphia Eagles. But that's the one. Cause think about it though, when they lost to the Eagles, they were spanking them, bro. People, like, remember, they were spanking the Eagles. The Eagles had to make a comeback and get a block field goal at the buzzer, basically, to win that game. Because they make that field goal, they lose, huh?
I think didn't they block one earlier, or he missed one?
They
earlier?
did. They blocked 2 that game.
Yeah,
and they were in Philly, and they were healthy. AJ was there, Devontae, everybody was there. So the Rams, and that was Devontae's like what 3rd game of the season with this for Matthew Stafford, and he was cooking. So the Rams are the one team in the NFC I look at and say, yeah, they could probably beat. If they match with the Eagles, man, like they could beat the Eagles. I feel now anybody can beat the Eagles. Like it's NFL, but the Rams are like built to beat the Eagles too. Go ahead.
I was gonna say in LA.
In Philly, too.
They had 2 chances. They didn't do it.
What? 2 chances to win? Yeah, you're right. They didn't do it. But out of all the teams in the NFL, I mean in the NFC, the Rams are the one team that be like, you know what? They could beat Philly. You know what I mean? So would I pick them? We will see when that day comes, if that day comes. But they look. Matthew Stafford looked incredible yesterday. I mean Sunday. He looked incredible, bro. I mean, he was looking good on the run, making play. He threw a touchdown on the run. In the play action was there like crazy. But the 49ers, man, they just decimated with injuries, man. The defense not the same. You know, with all the injuries, they lost their 2 best players, Nick Bosa and Fred Warner, haven't been the same since then. Mac Jones, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's the reason why they lost. I mean, when they was gaining momentum, Jennings did fumble the ball, you know, so that was a big play right there. But they just hurt. They just injured. But can they still possibly win the division? They only 1 game behind. I mean, a game and a half behind Seattle and the Rams, and they beat Seattle already, and they already tied with the Rams. So they are still in the fight. But I understand why Dave wouldn't pick them to win because they just hurt. They hurt, bro. And the Seahawks are healthy, and they just got another receiver. The Rams are healthy also. So, but shout out to the Rams, though. That was a blowout. That was like, you know what? Y'all beat us in OT. Y'all still got Mac Jones there? All right, we're going to blow them out this time.
I think that was the get back game. That was the finish of the get back game that they wanted to do in Philly. Because like you said, that first half, they were everything. The chat was going crazy. I remember that day. The chat was going crazy. And then K was like, just be cool. Just be cool.
No, he wasn't cool. He lost his cool a little bit.
But he said, we're going to come back. Don't worry about it. We're going to come back. And they did.
I know. That's crazy. They came back on 1.
But it's the link. Then that's what I said earlier. You got confidence, you should be able to win anyway. Now we need home field advantage to get what we got to get. That's all I'm saying.
Seahawks balling too. They are balling. JSN going crazy. They saying he should be an MVP candidate.
He needs.
This is Carlson.
The Carlson.
I
was like, yeah, they balling, but Carlson, they gonna lose the division. I was waiting for you to finish your statement.
So then you gotta get pressure on Sam Darnold. But one thing about Seahawks, they are running the ball well too. I told you when they got that offensive coordinator, we're gonna run our rock.
And it helps. And it also helps when you just say, hey, look, throw the ball here. Jason's gonna be there. I promise you. And then when you watch that game against the Commanders, it really looked like Sam Darnold was like, I'm gonna just throw it into space. And 11 was there every time.
Nah. And their defense is good too.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got a few ex-Giants, ex-Cowboys. You got the Ravens coach over there. I think the Cowboys ex-defensive line coach is now the defensive coordinator over there. I'm just saying, we make a lot of decisions to help the league out. But the league finally paid us back, man. Shout out to the Jets. Things in Dallas, man. It's either it's gonna be all good or it's just gonna be all bad.